I want you to remember that TISC's whole system is actually programmed to give you the highest one of your preferences that we possibly can. That's what we're going to try and do when we do the offer rounds. So we're going to start at the top of your list when we do one of our big offer rounds and think, can we give this person their first preference? And if we can, and if that's your dream course in particular, that's going to be great for you and for everyone. But what happens if we can't give you that? Sometimes people think, oh, if I don't get off my first preference, I'm going to be disadvantaged somehow, or I'm going to miss out on other courses, etc. That's actually not the case. If we can't give you your first preference as an offer, we'll actually ignore that first preference completely, and we'll try just as hard to give you your second preference. And if we can give you that, terrific. If we can't, we'll actually ignore that preference as well and try the next preference down to see whether we can make you an offer in that course. And if necessary, we'll go through all 6 preferences until we've exhausted them all so that we can find the highest one of your preferences that we can make you an offer in. And here's the important thing to understand. Once we find your highest preference that we can make you an offer for, you don't get considered for anything else underneath that offered preference. So this is actually why your preference order is really important to maintain your widest range of choice. Sometimes I've spoken to people and instead of actually going for their dream courses as their highest preference, what they do is put a safe choice as their number one preference. I think it's because they think they're going to be disadvantaged if they don't somehow get their first preference as an offer. Okay, so what happens is then we start at the top of their list. Can we give this person an offer for their first preference? And because they've put a safe choice down, of course we can. And so they'll get that course offered to them. But remember, because we don't consider anything underneath your offered course, this person in this case, because they didn't go for their dream course as a higher preference, they'll actually won't find out that they could have actually gotten into that dream course if they'd had it as their highest preference. Okay, so I hope you understand that. If you have any concerns about it or doubts or anything like that, please talk to TISC or the universities and get some advice. But if you go for your dream course as your first preference or first couple of preferences, you give yourself your greatest range of choice. So make the system work for your benefit, okay?